guys, good evening. Welcome to PatFacts, the informative show where we dive a little deeper into some of the topics that are going on around us, or again, look at ways to kind of better facilitate the physical side that we look at when we have our live workouts, or when we have our right now our recorded classes. Again, thanks for your patience on those. Live is coming back soon. Again, last little I dots and T crossings to get the details and the systems like we talked about a few days ago in place for the virtual fit program and as well the online fitness coaching. So more to come on that very, very, very soon. Probably again going to be something like this, a bit of a video to launch it and to get things kind of going so we can all kind of discuss it together and learn about it, get a feel for things, answer any questions you may have, and then again, do kind of an official launch and post. So if you want to see really quick, there's a little bit of a little sneak peek here. Some flooring down. Just get you down there. I got some flooring down. I got my equalizers out. We're doing a little, Savannah and I were doing a little gym time. So a little sneak peek there of kind of the setup we'll have here that you'll see. So we got some flooring down. We're gonna have the equipment. We're gonna get the walls, some stuff up on the walls, just to again make it a little more homey, a little more gym-like, and again have some more options when we do go virtual. So some more equipment and options, things to again take things to the next level. That's what we want to do. We've had 7 or 8 months of kind of one level. Now let's kind of ramp things up and get even more results out of these programs. So again, more on that to come soon. Tonight, I just wanted to kind of build on what I was talking about Monday night. If you happen to tune in with myself and Blake, who's been on here before, and our buddy Chris on a 3 Not So Wise Men. We're on Mondays at 8 right now on Blake's page. I usually share it to my profiles on Facebook, Instagram. We're not on there yet. We talk about mentors and what a mentor, just different advice that you receive from a mentor and kind of how it's shaped you and how it kind of made you grow. It's kind of interesting to think back on some things. And it wasn't even, I had some advice that mentors gave me, but also thinking about it, there were also moments that mentors provided to me that at the time I didn't really notice it, but they were shaping me to kind of grow into the person I've become. They saw something in me. They saw an opportunity. They had belief in what I could do, maybe even more so than what I did at the time. And they put me into certain situations to ideally succeed. But if nothing else, again, learn and grow from those situations so that, again, I could evolve as a person. So it was a really neat kind of reflection on some mentors and some moments. Again, the topic, we were thinking more advice we were given and guidance and words that stuck with us. We had some of those moments too. I shared mine from Peter Twist, who always says, everything I know now will be proven wrong in the future. Everything I know now will be proven wrong in the future. So which is true. Everything is ever evolving, always growing. Research continues on different topics. So there's always something new and something different to learn about things. So what we know now probably won't be the same. Just look at the example of this pandemic and when that started compared to back in March or even January, February. Hey, Kimmy, what we know now about the pandemic and the virus is a lot different than what we knew then. So same thing, whatever we know now will probably change in the future. And that's where our ascend till the end tags comes into place, because you always want to be growing, always want to be evolving, always want to be learning something about ourselves and some of the things we're trying to incorporate into our daily life. So maybe it's a workout routine, maybe it's eating habits, maybe it's a system. We talked about systems again the other day of having a routine in place. It can be anything, but we need to learn and always be growing and evolving about ourselves so that, again, we can get better. So that was kind of the main tip I shared from my mentor, or one of my mentors, and we have many. Some of who we don't even maybe ask to be a mentor. Some people just are mentors or role models to you because you're around them, you see them, you experience kind of things through their perspective, or they share with you. I have mentors who don't even know they're my mentors because I just look up to them. And we all have those people around, and we're those people to someone. We're role models, we're mentors. Again, even if no one has asked us to do so, we can be pretty sure that someone is, again, using us as an example. We're role modeling our behaviors and our habits to them so that they can grow and take influence from that, take some motivation from that to kind of live their best life or make changes that they've been making, wanting to change, to make, but just maybe haven't been able to, or haven't been sure where to start. And then they can see you and you mentor and role model that behavior. So they're able to again, think of that starting place, or maybe ask you, hey, I'm trying to do something like this. How did you get started? It was so tough. You share your experience. That's what a mentor does. They share their experiences with someone so that they can grow from it, or maybe not make the same mistakes that the other person did, or find that efficient path to know that, oh, if I want to do this, this is a great way to do it. And then they can kind of put things into place. And again, maybe you modify their system, like we talked about the other day, and make it your own. But if a lot of it's in place, then you're just kind of tweaking it. So again, you'll get where you want to go a little faster than if you're just starting from scratch, from bare bones. Hey, Bonnie, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome. Hope you're having a great week so far. So again, we're looking at, and Bonnie was with us Monday taking in the show. So we're just further talking about mentors and what they meant to us. And again, how in my prepping for the Not So Wise Men that show I'm a part of on Mondays, I realized that there wasn't always advice that mentors gave me. It was sometimes them putting me into positions to challenge myself, to succeed, to grow and learn, so that I could either better myself, obviously, but also better a company, or better a group, or better a team in the process. And so short term, that was sort of the goal. Long term, it was me growing and evolving to, again, what I've become today. So it was, again, a really neat reflection, like I mentioned earlier. And I just wanted to bring it up again because I think it ties into what we talked about last Wednesday on Remembrance Day, about perspective and looking back, and how my time in Afghanistan kind of really made Remembrance Day mean something different to me than it used to. I really got it. I understood it. And in prepping for that that episode of PatFacts, it kind of changed my perspective. It brought back memories of opportunities and experiences I had there that, again, have shaped me for moments like this. We're able to do things like this. We're able to handle the pandemic and the restrictions and things that have come on. So it was just a reminder that, and I mentioned this again on Not So Wise Men, it's good to reflect and look back sometimes, because that can maybe remind us of certain moments in our life, obviously, but also maybe certain behaviors, certain habits, certain mindsets, certain best practices we've talked about before that maybe gave us good results or great results. And what can we maybe draw from that to bring back to what we're doing now? Or maybe it's that reminder of things will be okay. My perspective maybe needs to be a little shifted. Maybe I'm taking a little bit for granted of how good we have it or what's going on. It was another way to remind me to look back and reflect. I had a professor who used to say, and again, another mentor, like I mentioned this, she used to say, in order to know where you're going, you have to know where you came from. So in order to know where you're going, you have to know where you came from. She said it in a kind of a fancier way. It sounded nicer, but that was the gist of it. So we don't always want to live in the past and dwell on things and be stuck back there. But it's good once in a while to think back and reflect and remember what we've been through, because that's what's shaped us into who we are now. The good things, the tough things, the tough times, they're all instrumental in making you who you are right now. So you want to take time every once in a while, again, just to sit and think and look back and recognize what went on, and recognize some of those opportunities, and just think maybe about how they've shaped you, how they've affected you now. Maybe appreciate some of those journeys. That's something I've been doing a little more of these past few months. And again, realizing, again, just with talking with people from Afghanistan, who I was working with there, friends of mine, that we just did a conversation. It came up that our time there really helped us deal with that initial lockdown and that initial restriction that we had on us. And it sort of made me think and understand that I had to do a little better job at looking back. But when I look back, understand what went on, or understand why things happened. Everyone says that something happens to you for a reason. So I'm looking now for those reasons to see, why did this happen? Why did I do this at this time? What was the outcome? How is that helping me right now? And that's what I would like to challenge you guys to do too, is as you're reflecting back, we've talked about best practices, we've talked about habits, building your day, building your systems, thinking about what when life worked, like what was going well for you when you had great success. So when you think back on those times, again, think about what you went through and how it prepared you for now. So again, you can appreciate the experience. It didn't just happen. We appreciate it. We learn from it. We grow from it. And then also what I'd like to challenge you to do is think back to some mentors you have or have had in your life. Maybe you still have them. Maybe they're current. Think back to, again, like we started to talk about, advice, words of wisdom that they shared with you that had a lasting effect. My friend Blake told 2 stories that happened to him when he was a young child, honestly, and some of those words stuck with him forever. And again, it shaped him into the person he is. Or every once in a while, that little reminder will come in of the words that were given to him, or that advice, or that phrase. So it can really leave a lasting impression. So think back to some mentors you've had, or again, that you have currently, and think of either some great advice they've given you that stuck with you ever since, and also try to think of mentors or role models or even coaches and leaders that put you in a position to learn and to grow and to evolve and to succeed, maybe even to fail, to learn a bit from it. So try to think of some of these different times. Think of the mentors and think of what they've done for you. But try to, again, really open up that box of what did they do? Not just words, not just a little push where I needed it, or holding my hand to take me where I need to go. But what did they really give me? What did they impart on me? Whether actual words and knowledge, or maybe it's more, again, a practical component to it. So think of some. If you think of any, feel free, please, to share them in the comments here. We'd love to hear them and share them with each other, those experiences. You don't have to name them if you don't want to, but even if there's an experience or a moment you want to share, please, again, feel free. We'd like to hear that. And again, share with each other and help each other grow, and maybe trigger some memories for some other people. The moment I shared that, again, I shared the advice a moment ago, but I had a boss at a recreation department back in my hometown in Shelburne, Nova Scotia. I was a rec. I attended programs when I was younger. When I went to university, I worked there in the summers, and I did a kind of symposium, I guess, about helping teenage girls remain active, because there's such a decline when teenage girls hit kind of 12, 13. Their physical activity drops off. The numbers are huge, and it's really scary. And if we can keep them a little bit more active, then chances are they'll stick with it a little more into adulthood. So we went to a symposium with different sessions, and one of the sessions was hip hop. And there was a guy there leading hip hop sessions. And it wasn't choreography, it was more follow the leader. He would do a move, we'd repeat it. He'd do a move, we'd repeat it. Maybe we combine a couple of them, but it was really simple and straightforward. Again, just designed to get people moving. And then at the end, we did a Soul Train line and danced and had a good time. Awesome, great session, lots of good ideas. I went back to my boss and said, this session's great. He's a great presenter. When we have our staff training, which was our staff and other communities together, let's have this guy come in. Let's do it. It's a great program. The target audience definitely needs it. Let's have him come in. She said, great, let's do that. We'll get a hold of him. Days and weeks and even a couple months went by, and I would check in a couple times. Are we going to get this guy? Should we call him? Do you want me to call him for you? Oh yeah, we'll figure something out. We'll get it going. And then we got to a point where I went back to my boss and said, we've probably got to call this guy. Like, he probably books up quickly if he's presenting this. We're running out of time. What should we do? And she goes, well, I've been thinking about it, and I think you should do it. And I said, what? She said, yeah, you should do it. You're a certified instructor. You were there. You like the music. You're comfortable in front of people. I'm sure you could do that. I want you to lead the session. I thought, oh, okay. So I had a few weeks to put some things together. I tried to remember as best I could what we did in his session, and then I kind of mixed it in with some fun dances I would do with some buddies when we were kind of goofing around, just having some fun. Because the group I was teaching was similar to me in age, university or high school kids. So I knew we could kind of get away with some things and it would be recognized. So I did that. I did the Soul Train line for a big group of, I think, 60 people or so. And it was really well received. It went really well. Everyone really enjoyed it. Everyone had a great time. They had lots of fun. There was lots of laughs. It was a good experience for me because I was a new fitness instructor. I had just become certified, I think the fall before or something, or the summer of. So it was a great experience for me. And then when I went back to university, I got hired at gyms who said, we've got these other instructors that do these classes, these typical classes. Do you do anything different? And before I could even stop myself, I said, I teach hip hop. And then that led me to teaching hip hop classes for a few years, honestly, at a few different gyms. So I get more into choreography and learning and getting some videos and taking some sessions and some lessons and doing different things. But my boss saw in me the ability to teach a group, which again was still new to me, the confidence. I was very uncomfortable in front of a group of people when I was younger, high school for sure, and even most of the way through university, I was very uncomfortable with that. So, but she saw that little something that knew I would be in a role like this or be able to do it. She knew I knew the music. She knew I would be around the people. She knew my personality was a good fit for it, I guess. And she put me into that position that set me up for a lot of success down the road and opened up a lot of doors for me. And again, we never really talked about it much other than that I was going to do it and that I thought it went well and that she passed on some good feedback from it. And actually, it even turned into me going to some of those other rec departments we train with to do just a follow-up session because their staff said, let's just get him up to teach it instead of us trying to remember it and do it. So again, it opened up a lot of opportunities and a lot of practical experience. And it was because she had the faith in me and saw something in me to put me in that position. And I'm sure even if I had done it and it hadn't gone well, she would have helped me learn from it and grow from it because that's the type of person she was, the type of boss she was. So again, it doesn't always have to be a word or such wisdom imparted on you. Sometimes it's just someone believing in you and having some faith in you that maybe we don't always have in ourselves. And especially in times like this, it's tough sometimes to have a lot of belief and faith in ourselves. There's a lot of stress right now. There's a lot of pressure on us. There's a lot of uncertainty around us. So it's very hard. So it's always nice to have someone in your corner say, hey, I believe in you. You can do it. I know you can. Just take a breath. Let's get you focused and let's move forward, progress towards that goal. And that's what that boss did for me. And again, now I've been an instructor for over 15 years and a trainer. I presented at conferences. Now I do this. I go live on video on the internet 3 times a week, plus my classes. Who knew back then? None of us did. There wasn't really much of an internet then. It was just kind of growing and evolving. So again, it was just little things that it could be the smallest little things that make a big difference. Coaches giving you pep talks, maybe being voted captain of a team by your teammates. I know there's a couple times where I was able to have that. It was a big difference. Again, I wasn't a super outgoing kid. So to be in kind of high school and be voted a captain by my teammates, by my peers, that was a big confidence booster for me. It made a big difference for me going forward. And again, just growing and evolving into more of a leader and a coach that I've become today. So again, let's take some time, think back. Again, if you're thinking of it now, please share in the comments. We'd love to hear about a mentor you had and either some great advice they gave you or them putting you in a certain situation that made a difference for you. If you're watching this on the recording, again, please share in the comments. I always go back and take a look and would love to read them. Or again, think of a situation you've been in or maybe someone who maybe should have been a mentor, but maybe they gave you a bit of poor advice or maybe weren't the example you wanted them to be. That's always a tricky line as well. Sometimes you pick mentors that don't always pan out the way you think. Maybe once you get around them, they're not quite what you thought they were. When you kind of get to know the real them or get a little deeper than the surface of them. I know there's been people, not necessarily mentors, but people I've looked to learn from. And then once I get into a session or a workshop, I think we're not gonna mesh. This isn't gonna work for me. So I've kind of moved on to something else. But on paper, it looks like such a great fit. So again, they don't always work out. So even that, share if you're comfortable, share some of those experiences where maybe intentions were good, the ideas were okay, but maybe it just wasn't what you were looking for, or the right time for the two of you to be together, or the group of you, whatever the case would be. Think of how those mentors and coaches or leaders, role models, again, it could be someone maybe you don't even know, but you see all the time. Maybe you experience them. Something like this with social media. I know Kimmy is here. There's a lot of people we've gotten to know that we don't actually know, but we can see them and how they interact and how they lead. Sometimes we see them on video, sometimes we interact with them in a chat, but you can see how they carry themselves and what they do, and you get a better understanding of what they're about, and then you can decide what you want to do, and if you want to kind of, again, learn from them and grow from them. It doesn't have to be just one. I take little bits from a group of different people, different mentors and colleagues and bosses that I have. And again, I try to mold it into me and then bring that out to you guys. So you can definitely do the same thing of thinking of looking at those mentors and just pull little bits from what they have given to you. I remember having a professor in university. When he found out I was getting certified as an instructor, a fitness instructor, he said, "Great, this is really going to put you over the top of coming out of your shell." He's like, "You're getting better, you're progressing even since," and he only had me for a couple of semesters, but he's like, "You're getting more confident, your public speaking is going really well, it's getting better. Becoming a fitness instructor is going to put you over the edge of that, because you have to be outgoing and comfortable and create a good environment, because otherwise no one will come to your classes." But again, he saw that in me. He knew I could do it when I sort of had that doubt still of, can I do this? Can I be in front of a group of people and lead and comfortably answer questions and cue and give directions and instructions? And again, sometimes it takes people to have a little more faith in you than you have in yourself to help get you over those humps, to put you into those positions where you can just grow and evolve, and just become the person that you're destined to be. We always talk about ascend till the end. That's what it is. It's having those mentors and those coaches as well help you grow and evolve and reach towards those goals. Kimmy, welcome back. IG seemed okay on my end, so hopefully it's connection's okay. But glad it's back. Hopefully it'll last now. I think there's updates going on, so maybe the software needs an update or something. But yeah, it's important to, again, look around and find those ways to grow and find people that will help you. We've talked here briefly about you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, your circle of friends, of colleagues. That's the same thing. It's people, hey, Natty, that's people that are going to help you grow and help you evolve and help you work towards your goals, because they'll have faith in you, a belief in you that sometimes you don't always have in yourself. And we should have it. We should always have a big belief in ourselves. But sometimes we don't. There's doubt that creeps in. There's different factors we're dealing with. So again, having a friend or a mentor or a role model be there to say, yeah, you can do this. You've got this. Go ahead. You can do this. Or I know you can do this. Or you know what? Go do it. Stop waiting. Go do it. Because again, they see something in you. They have that faith in you that, again, you didn't even know you had. And again, it could be someone you know really well, or someone that you don't really know at all, that maybe you've just met or don't even haven't even met. Again, I have some fitness coaches that I follow and learn exercises from and learn examples of how to conduct myself and different things. And I followed them online for a couple of years before I even finally got to meet them. And I remember meeting one lady who works for TRX, and she was at a conference, and I knew her now husband. I met him at session, so I said hi to him and hi to her. And she said, "You seem familiar." And I said, oh, we interact on Facebook. Here's my name and my business. She's, oh, yeah, how are you? And gave me a big hug. And I had never actually met her before, but we had interacted and conversed really and shared information so often that it felt like we knew each other once we kind of made that connection. And again, same with Bonnie here. Tune in. I haven't met Bonnie, but I've met Bonnie online through Blake. Again, we've had that kind of mutual connection, and now we're able to interact. Bonnie's always here very consistently, but does my workouts, always interactive. We can converse. We can share the information. So we get back when we actually get to meet when things clear up and open up, and we're at a program together. Then again, it'll be like old times. We'll just pick things up and carry on a conversation because we'll know each other. That awkwardness is gone. We've got Kimmy and Natty here on Instagram. Again, I don't know either one of them. We've met on social media, watching the DJ shows and getting to talking with each other, and then finding different interests, and then them finding out I do these and coming to these to watch and support and to interact and to grow and evolve. And soon they're going to start doing the workouts with us too. I'm pretty sure. Natty did once when she woke up on time. But if we can get them going, again, it's people that we don't know, but we know them. If that makes sense. We've built a relationship with social media, especially with this in the video. You can see me at least and get a feel for my personality and a little bit more of how I interact and how I handle certain situations. So again, it gives you a little bit of that trust that you have, so that you know you can interact with people. And that's what a mentor and a role model and coach is as well. It's someone you can trust to, yes, guide you and help you and give you a little push when you need to, but someone that you can also go to when things are really, really tough, when you're not sure what to do. Where do I turn next? What can I do? I feel so lost. This isn't working. I think I'm going to give up. Those are the moments too. You need those good mentors and those good coaches, so you can go to them and confide in them, and they can help you figure things out. Whether it's, you know what, I don't think this is working. Let's do this instead. Maybe you need to be shifting what you're doing to another target, to another goal. Maybe the idea is good, but the end result maybe isn't quite right. Or they can say, you know what? No, you've got this. It's just a roadblock. We all have them. Let's work through it together. Oh, you know what? This happened to me when I was trying to get to where you're going now. This is what I did to help me. Let's get through this. And sometimes, and what I really like sometimes, is they're just there to listen. When you need something, when you need to get something off your chest, when you need to just get all the problems out, they just listen. They don't judge. They hear you. They let you get it off your chest. And then they try to help you find solutions to help you get back on track. And those are all great traits of a mentor, a role model, a colleague, whatever you want to call it. You know, we all kind of have these roles with each other, even if they're not defined, they're all there. So again, look at your circle of 5. Who's in it? Are they supportive? Are they helpful? Are they energy givers, or are they energy suckers? Do they take the energy out of a group and bring everyone kind of down? Those may be the people that we need to say, you know what? I'm just going to limit my time with them for right now, because I need to do big things. I need to grow. I need to become operationally fit. I need to keep ascending till the end. I need to move forward and grow and make the most of this time. So I'm not going to cut them off, but I'm going to maybe limit some of that time, maybe until a better time, or until maybe they've realized what they need to do. But if you got a good circle of people around you, good support system, that's only going to help you get the results you're looking to achieve. It's right. Nadia and Kimmy mentioned our 7 p.m. crew. That's the group of us that watch the DJ shows. Yes, Kimmy, we will meet. You're right. I see here. Try to support. Yes, we will exercise, Nadia. You're right. That's right, we will. And having a cheesecake in a month, Kimmy. Wow, good for you. I know that's hard. You're a big fan. That's good. That's good. But you will, we'll have some cheesecake together. We'll work out and then have a little cheesecake maybe afterwards. And yes, our 7 p.m. crew is a huge circle. That's great. You have to, again, within that group, if there's anywhere between 100 to 500 people on a stream some nights. But again, there's little groups of us that have become friends that always kind of chat with each other and go around. There's a little pocket. You can see the other groups chatting too. And sometimes we'll cross over and chat with other people. But again, it's become a big collective, and we've all been brought together by a DJ starting from scratch who I knew before this. And some of the people didn't know him and got introduced to him through the pandemic and to become big fans. And we all interact in the chat and become this big community. So again, I have the community here with 7 p.m. crew. I have a community with Bonnie, with the 3 Not So Wise Men, with Blake and Chris. And then we've all become a community here. And we all have our own communities outside of this. And again, within those communities, there are those role models, those mentors, those people that can help us. And there's people that we can help get through some of these difficult times. But again, calling on our own experiences. Kimmy says, love my 7 p.m. crew. Yeah. Nandy says, I had to get rid of all my toxic friends. So true, Nandy. It's a big step. It's tough to do that, especially if they're friends and friends you've had for a long time. It can be really hard to cut them out. But again, it makes such a big difference when you can not have that kind of negative, heavy energy on you. I know Jen, who's been here before, mentioned one time about going on a ski trip and going with a group of friends, and then they got there and the friends didn't want to ski. They just wanted to sit in the lodge all day and hang out. So that totally changed the dynamic of their trip and how fun it was supposed to be and what of an adventure it was supposed to be. And basically it was just her by herself for a few days because they all wanted to do something else. And she didn't really realize that until they went away. And then that changed the dynamic of the relationship. So it's very, very important that if you have toxic people in your life, that again, if you can maybe move away from them, might be a good idea. But if there are people you can't move away from or you don't want to cut off altogether, then maybe just try to limit your exposure to them. Think of different ways. Try to maybe create situations for you to be together where maybe they can't get so negative. Maybe it's just an event or somewhere where they can have fun again when things open up and we're able to do things together. But maybe create an opportunity for them to not get into that negative Nancy kind of mode, or try to think of ways that you can change subjects to keep them a little more upbeat. Or maybe you sit with them and have the difficult talk to say, you know what, I just find I don't want to talk about that situation, or I don't want to gossip, or I don't want to dwell on things. Let's just enjoy some time together and let's focus on this, or let's move together, or let's do something. Maybe you can word it to them to make them understand how negative they're being. Maybe they don't get it. That's just what they know and what they've kind of always done. Maybe again, you guys can help each other grow and evolve going forward. Bonnie says, you make people comfortable the way you conduct yourself. Thank you, Bonnie. And you're funny as well. Awesome. Thank you, Bonnie. I appreciate that. I've got it in writing now on the internet, so I can always say I'm funny because someone said I was on the internet. Can't dispute it. We can go to the tape and check for evidence. But thank you, Bonnie. I appreciate that. I try to conduct myself the way I would want to be interacted with. And whenever I do things, I always appreciate if there's humor involved to lighten the mood or to help kind of keep focus or to bring down nerves and anxiousness. So I try to provide that where I can for participants and clients and just people I'm around. That's what I try to bring to the chats with our 7 p.m. crew. That's how a few people knew me. They just every once in a while will comment and say, I won't talk to them all night, and they'll say, good jokes tonight, you're funny, and then they'll be gone again. I just try to bring humor and a good energy to a group because that's how I thrive. That's how I perform at a high level, when I can relax and have fun and laugh and let loose a little bit too. So thank you, Bonnie. I really appreciate the comments. It means a lot. Natty and Camille said the 7 p.m. crew saved me. Yeah, it was definitely a big saver for a lot of people, just to have an outlet of things to do, people to talk to, because again, we were isolated for a long time and a lot didn't know what to do or how to fill time or what were the best choices to make or what could we do. It was easy to maybe slip down a wormhole of making bad choices and doing bad things. And some of these people, because I've said it too, just like starting from scratch, I needed an outlet. I was used to teaching group fitness classes to people, 5 people, 20 people, 30 people. I presented to hundreds of people. When I taught in the military, there was anywhere between 20 and like 300 people in a room with us when we presented, when we taught. I'm used to that output and that energy of giving and receiving. So this was a way to grow my brand. Yes. This was a way to build my business. Yes. But it was an outlet for me too, especially at first. It was a way to get the energy out that I'm used to giving to those around me. And it's the same with anyone you see, singers, DJs, comedians. Hey, Yarnharts, Jenna, welcome. It's an outlet. It's a way to get some of that energy out that we usually get out, so it doesn't get pent up. For some of us, it's just listening to the music. It's enjoying a show. It's listening to something like this where we can, again, take in some information. We're used to taking things in and kind of being interactive or escaping for a little bit. It's an outlet. It's a release. It's a bit of a time away. And that's what we all need from time to time, is that release. So it was an outlet for me. But again, it did help grow a brand. It is going to help launch a business very soon. That again will change what I do. I'm not planning right away anyway to be back at gyms. I'm going to do it from here in my new home gym and teach people virtually, at least again until it's safe to be together in person. So again, it's a different career path. It's a different trajectory. I've always wanted my own business, but never thought it would be a virtual online business of classes and personal training. But here we are in 2020. I thought online would be something I would add on down the road once I had a studio or was renting space. But someone said, no, you're going to do it this way first. So now again, I'm learning on the fly and trying to adjust and grow and decide how to do certain things, trial and error. And now I'm getting ready to launch and to grow. And then again, as things clean up and open up and are safe for a while, because now it's kind of back and forth, especially if you're in certain areas, things are already shut down again and are already restricted. So we're not really sure what's going to happen now in the next little while. But when things open up, then maybe I will expand into an in-person kind of setup either here or at studios. Because again, it's not the same. It's definitely not the same, but it is a good fill-in, and it is a good placeholder and a good, again, outlet for me to have. And I'm so happy that you guys tune in so that I can share some of my knowledge and wisdom and experience with you to hopefully help you get through this time, through this pandemic and all the other issues we have going on right now as far as losses and social issues and everything going on. I'm happy you can be here to, again, if nothing else, have a few moments away from everything where you can maybe feel good about yourself, have good energy, have a laugh with each other, even if it's at my expense. It's okay, mostly. But we get that release, we get that escape. Then maybe we go into the rest of our night feeling good, feel better. Maybe we're just a little less tense and uptight. And that's what I'm trying to bring to you here with these, in addition to growing and learning more about yourself or learning different ways to do things. And again, when the virtual platform launches, we're going to take that even a step further with special guests and other subject matter experts that are going to come in and talk about different areas of your life. If you go back through my PatFacts, I had Blake on for three different episodes of PatFacts. We talked about some freedom, financial freedom, mental health freedom. Blake is a freedom coach. So he does how you renovate. His now kind of tagline is kind of renovating your life, coming in and looking at what you're doing and doing a renovation, thinking of like a home reno show, doing some demo, clearing out some of that old stuff and rebuilding from the foundation up to have a good, successful, healthy, happy life going forward. And I kind of do the same thing, but just in a different area, a different component. So we'll have Blake back on to talk some more. I have financial planners lined up. I have nutritionists, I have massage therapists, I have neuro-linguistic practitioners. So all about how you talk to yourself and those around you and how that success or how that positive self-talk can mean even more success in the gym or with goal setting. You know, all these different people coming in. So again, taking us to that next level. So I'm going to bring some of my mentors, some of my colleagues in and share them with you. So hopefully you can have a team, again, of mentors and colleagues and health practitioners that will help you ascend to the level of greatness that you all deserve to be at. So again, You didn't share them, that's all right. Again, if you think of them, come back to the video, post it in the comments, send me a DM. I'd love to be able to share it with the group in the future episodes. Remember, with StreamYard and even Instagram, we can bring people on the video. So if you want to come on and share an experience or talk with us some night, again, feel free. You can message me beforehand to set that up, or if it works on the night of, on the fly, we can try it out. But again, no pressure. It's kind of whatever feels good for you. But what I like to do, again, just a reminder, let's think back to some mentors, some role models, some coaches, leaders that you've had in your life or that you currently have in your life. And when you think of wisdom they shared with you, some words of wisdom, some advice that's just stuck with you and again, really help shape who you are. And also think of maybe the same mentors or different ones that maybe put you in position to have success, to experience something to help you grow and evolve. They both kind of do the same thing. They shape us. It's just two different kind of approaches. And again, one mentor could use a bunch of different approaches. Some could be more intellectual. Here's this knowledge. Here's some words of wisdom. And some could be more action-based. They believe in us. They see something in us that maybe we don't see in ourselves. And again, it helps shape us so that years down the road, again, we're doing things like this. Hey, Gary, good to see you. Hope you're doing well, buddy. That story I told earlier, if you missed it, go back and check it out of the recreation and hip hop dance that I taught, had to teach a session. That was back in early 2000s. It was like 20 years ago almost. And now that helped shape me and again to have some more confidence and more experience and open up more doors so I could do more teaching, fitness instructing, and then personal training. And now where I'm into a fitness leadership role as far as fitness coaching and mentoring other instructors with some of the programs I work with. And again, providing advice and guidance and coaching to people like yourselves who tune in with me 3 nights a week for PatFacts. And again, also on those live workouts when we get those going again. So thanks, Bonnie. Stay safe as well. And again, thanks again for the comments and feedback earlier. I really appreciate it. So again, think of those mentors. Pop, don't stop. That's right, Gary. Think of those mentors in your life. Again, share what they've shared with you, the wisdom, the experiences, how they put you in a position to succeed. And again, come back to the comments and share them, or send me a DM and share them. If you don't want to have your name mentioned or you want it to be more private, and we can work through that way too to share on a future show as well. So Kimmy, take care of your head. We usually sleep, well, our head's on the pillow. We don't usually sleep on our head, but maybe you slept a little funny and it kinked up. Yeah, try to stretch it, keep it warm, maybe loosen it, maybe try to move around a little bit, see if that loosens up. And just be mindful of how you get to sleep tonight. That might a good night's sleep in a good, comfortable position. Hopefully, will help that open up for you. So again, guys, think of those mentors. Think about what they've done. Again, that reflection gives us renewed perspective going forward. It keeps our vision clear and keeps us on track towards those goals. So again, guys, remember to always make yourself the priority you deserve to be by striving to be operationally fit. Take care, guys. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you soon.